We have this really big problem where customers don't necessarily trust their bankers anymore.
You think of a banker, most of them are corporate types, right? They're the least entrepreneurial people on earth.
We don't want to be another bank. We're not a bunch of guys running around in suits.
We've had to go through all of the things that people suffer through when they start a business. So we can empathize with the small business guy.
If you just change that perspective, that lens, right, in the way that we look at the relationship or how we're going to help our customers, I think you start to create trust. That's something we hope to solve.
Hi, Keith Costello, President and CEO of Locality Bank. I grew up in a family where my family couldn't afford to send me to college. So I applied for an Army ROTC scholarship and I got one. And I ended up attending the University of Tampa. When I graduated college, went right into the Army as a second lieutenant. So you go in that position and you're given a lot of responsibility at 22 years old. And so for me, it was one of the most valuable experiences of my life because I did learn how to lead. And after leaving the military, moved to Fort Lauderdale and started in banking. Banking resonated with me because I really felt like I was helping people. Started a bank back in 2009 here in Fort Lauderdale, and then happy to be involved in starting another one in 2022.
Hi, I'm Drew Sato, Chief Lending Officer with Locality Bank. Well, I've been in finance and financial services pretty much my entire career. Studied it in college and been pretty much in banking most of that time. Keith and I have known each other for a while now, but we just started working with each other about 4 to 5 years ago. This will be the first opportunity to actually launch a new bank here in my hometown.
Hi, I'm Corey LeBlanc, and I'm the IT nerd and Chief Operations and Technology Officer for Locality Bank. Me and my wife dated all through high school, had both our kids. My daughter was actually born before I even graduated, right? So she was actually physically in person at my high school graduation. So growing up in small town Louisiana, me and my wife didn't grow up in families with a lot of money either. We were kind of this recipe for that stereotypical, future. I knew I needed college, right? I knew I needed a better education, but I needed experience to be able to actually do the things that I felt like I was destined to do. So I joined the Air Force in 2001 as a 3CO, which is basic communication computer systems. It taught me a ton about this concept of team. Everyone's working towards this greater good with a singular purpose. 2007, I took a job at a bank because it was an opportunity to get closer to family. What I realized really quickly was I found my calling.
Really, to me, Corey was like the missing link, because Drew and I, we know people in the local market. We have the local banking connections, and we've worked together. And, so we could put together a bunch of bankers and could have done another community bank. But the key component we were missing was somebody who really had the technology background that Corey had that could make us a different kind of community bank that's really got great technology and is able to compete with any bank in the world, really, with the technology stack that we're going to have. Fort Lauderdale's been a special place for me ever since I got here in 1985. It's special because of local businesses. The local restaurants, the hotels that are locally owned and operated. It's got a great sense of community. It's a beautiful place. The beaches, the water is something that is so unique about this community. There's canals everywhere. All of those things make it special to me. The real wake-up call for us was during PPP when there were local businesses that could not get funding. And it was a crisis. And these were customers that we'd done business with for years. That, to us, was a wake-up call that we needed another local bank, a community bank that was located here in Fort Lauderdale that would be able to take care of the local business owners.
This business is a little bit of a hybrid. It's one part technology, one part local banking. And it really doesn't exist right now. What we're doing is somewhat pioneering. At the end of the day, we are a bank and we're lending money. Very strong, healthy corporate culture that's consistent with the ethos of this bank.
Everything that a business or a customer would need to do or want to do is going to be digitally native, which means it's accessible wherever you are. But when you really need to have a conversation with someone who needs to understand the unique challenges that you're having in your business or the market, we also have somebody that's going to be ready to take that phone call.
We sit with all types of businesses, anything from a dentist to a manufacturer of a product to a construction company. So it gives us unique insight to a variety of industries.
We don't want to ever say to somebody, oh, your loan is denied. And that's the end of the conversation. And nobody even knows how that decision was made or why it was made. That's one of our core tenets is we're never going to do that to somebody. We're going to explain to them why, and we're going to help them get to a point where we can lend them money.
This is relationship banking at the core. We're going to be working with our clients, and we're going to advise them through the process of what creates an optimal solution for them. So it really is kind of a partnership.
And the other component is really data analysis.
Yep.
And being able to take all the data that we gather from these small companies and be able to help them through analyzing that data and giving them feedback on how they can improve their business, how they can become a better business, but also borrow money from us or how we can help them do other things.
Or at least advise them where they can go to start to build their business. Because the ideal scenario is that we promote growth in the communities that we're serving.
Small businesses are the engine for employment and growth in a community. So I think here, especially in Broward County and in South Florida, we want to be growing in proportion to our customers and the folks that we serve. 5 years from now, we want to be growing with our customers.
Vast majority of Americans are not entrepreneurs. Most people have normal day-to-day jobs, but for the ones who've set out to go start businesses and do those things, they need a bank that's willing to do that same and risk everything else to kind of go meet where they are. And so creating a system in which we can help promote growth is significant. And again, that's why we're here, is to do something significant